Good morning, this is Jack from Chartered Markets, and this is the pre-market webinar for the morning of Friday, the 11th of July. My disclaimer, I do this for educational purposes only. I'm here to share my technical analysis with you. I hope you can take some of what I'm doing and learn from it, transfer it to your own charts. I'm not here to issue trading signals. This is a video for paying subscribers at chartedmarkets.com, and it's published on YouTube after a delay of 24 hours. All right, okay, we saw retest the high. This is what I was expecting to see yesterday, and we've seen retest the high now on ES. And on NQ and on RTY. This is the short-term highs. Obviously, these were all-time highs on NQ and ES, and we haven't seen it on YM. We might still need to see it on YM, but when I get to the bigger picture charts in a couple of minutes, you'll see that actually we're seeing some big changes because we've been seeing these high retests. And I don't know whether Dyer is going to do it too. I'd quite like it to. We will see, but we've got a nice-looking little double top on ES and on NQ, pretty decent looking one on RTY. We don't have one much on on YM because we haven't quite retested the high. I would like to see that if possible, but I think basically we are forming a short-term high here. On DAX, nice looking large double top here actually. We had a sell signal that's played out, and obviously we haven't seen no real sign of a significant breakdown yet, but I think it may well be coming. ESTX, we got very close to a retest of the high here. Didn't quite make it, but this actually would make a viable double top as it is. So we shall see. All right, let's have a look at the bigger picture charts. Looking at ES, we've now got possible RSI 14 sell signal brewing, possible RSI 5 sell signal brewing. On SPX, we've got possible RSI 14 sell signal brewing, possible RSI 5 sell signal brewing. Looking at the Qs, we've got a possible weak RSI 14 sell signal brewing, and we've now got an RSI 5 sell signal that's actually fixed. Dyer, we don't have any daily divergence. And although we would have the same on that, basically decent RSI 14 and RSI 5 sell signals if we can manage to retest this high here at 44886, which I would like to see. Looking at the hourly charts, we've got an RSI 14 sell signal fixed on SPX, and we've got one on the Qs, and we've got one on Dyer. Switching over to IWM. We've got on the daily chart, we've got a possible weak RSI 14 sell signal brewing, possible RSI 5 sell signal brewing. We have a lot of negative divergence here on the daily charts, not so much on the hourly charts, and we don't have any negative divergence there on the hourly charts on IWM, but we've got an awful lot. And obviously, we've been seeing announcements about tariffs every day this week. Tariffs are coming back. A whole load are being threatened. More tax on Canada, Japan, South Korea. Probably, I'm expecting EU is coming, although there is talk of making some sort of a deal there, but we will see how that goes. But tariffs, which I was thinking might have possibly left for the year, are coming back in a big way. If they're coming back in the big way, we're going to see more significantly more economic instability. More economic weakness will be coming. We are going to start seeing some significant turbulence. So I'm thinking we're in the process of turning. On that basis, could this be a bearish overthrow? Yes. And I'm thinking that may well be the case. So looking at that's on IWM. Looking at SPX, we have decent looking wedge, and again, that is a very credible bearish overthrow. NDX, yep, that's a credible bearish overthrow too. And Dyer, that's also a credible bearish overthrow. I was hoping that we would see a move up that would go into that might last into December, and I got to say that would have been a great fit on crypto. But the thing is, it was really on the basis that we were not going to see this. So if tariffs were going to be more reasonable rather than seen as a major fiscal tool, then yes. Otherwise, I just don't think it's sustainable. I don't think it's really possible. Faith can get you a long way in the market, but that's a big headwind. And with a lot of negative divergence here, with a credible pattern set up to actually see a short-term high, That's what I'm leaning towards seeing. So we will see how that goes. But I'm going to be doing a post today, and that's what I'm going to be saying out. There's a decent chance that we're making a short-term high here. What do we have in the way of bigger topping patterns? Is this a credible double top? Yes. Don't know if it's really got the juice to get. If this actually if this retest broke down, this could take us obviously back into the a long way down, down into about 3,400, 3,300 area. I was talking about this possibility about 3 or 4 months ago. That's a long way down, but fact is, I think, honestly, tariffs could get us there. Do we have a potential big double top on NDX? Yes. Do we have one on Dow? Yes. Although I would really like to see a retest of this all-time high here, but it would be a credible double top as it is. IWM, I think this probably means that my really nice IHS on IWM is probably doomed. I think it's probably going to fail, and it's being killed by tariffs. So it's got a possible shot at making it. I've seen some pretty weird things happen in the market. But if tariffs are coming back in a big way, and if we're going to see a big increase on the 1st of August, and if basically the administration is taking the last 3 months as a validation that tariffs are okay, then I'm very skeptical about the possibility this can make the target. And it makes more sense to think that actually it's going to fail. All right, thanks. Do we have a very large double top here? No. We've got a very decent smaller one. And that looks pretty nice. Nikkei, again, it's going to struggle to get to 42.4K unless we see some more significantly more upside in equities, and I'm getting pretty skeptical about that. We will see how that goes. Okay, right, looking at DX. DX, IHS not really breaking up here, and I think that's because this is a flag. Or at least it looks an awful lot like a flag. And I think that's probably what it is. And I think partially I'm thinking that because, of course, when we have a look at the others, particularly the euro and GBP USD, these are looking like flags. Euro, that looks like a bull flag forming. GBP USD, that looks like a bull flag forming as well. So what I'm leaning towards seeing on DX is a retest of the low. Could possibly still make this IHS target on the way, and it is a pretty decent looking IHS, but I think this is more likely, the main pattern forming here is likely to be a bear flag, I think. We've not really been seeing any move that looks as though we're going to reach this. So I'm thinking we may well just fail without reaching it. ZB, wondering about a sequence here where we come back, retest this low, make a double bottom, go back, retest this high, and then come down again. So we will see. Could this be a head and shoulders forming? Yeah, it could. So we could actually head down directly. But I think one way or another, bonds are going to head down and retest this May low. So waiting to see that happen. On CL, this still looks like a bear flag forming. Heating oil, not sure, but we've seen a 50% retracement. This would be an obvious area to fail from. Our gasoline as well, although we do have a 60-minute buy signal, which is now fixed. NG, we've seen a nice little rally here. We've got a possible 60-minute sell signal brewing. I'm leaning towards seeing a retest this low, and then there's a decision to make, which is either continue lower or see a larger rally, because obviously we could set up a double bottom there. Right, on metals, I think we're about to go and retest those highs. I think we're going to start. Equities will make a short-term high. We'll go back and do some damage to the upside on precious metals. So we're back over the monthly pivot now, and I think it's going to hold. And I think we're going to go back to the high retest. SI, we had a double top here that has failed. We're back now at 38.45. I've got a trend line target up in about the 39 area, and I expect to see that next. Could we go higher than that? Damn straight we could. Palladium, the double top here looked as though it might play out and then didn't. So we've continued higher there. On platinum, we are going higher as well, although there is still a potential level top here. But it looks as though this 60-minute sell signal is going to fail. I'm liking the precious metals higher here. I did have a concern that we might see a deeper retracement here, but I think that possibility is passing. HG, obviously this is with a 50% tariff. This could, well, I think we're going to be looking at some panic buying, and the tariff I think is coming through on the 1st of August. We will see. But I think the effect of the tariff is going to drive copper down after this initial buying spike when people are going to be trying to lay in stocks. USD/JPY, no really obvious pattern here. I'm wondering if this might overall be a bullish triangle. Not really seeing an awful lot on the others. Nice looking at the little top on the Australian dollar. NZ, we've still got a head and shoulders here, which is trying to break down towards target, towards in the 59.30 area. We'll see how that goes. KC, KC, we have potential little double bottom here. 60-minute buy signal is now reaching pretty close to reaching target. Little double bottom is broken up. Wondering about a bit of a rally here. There's not really a setup for a large one, but obviously that would be possible. In terms of sugar here, we broke up over declining resistance, and I drew in what looks like a bear flag, and actually it still looks like a bear flag. So we got a little double top here. I'm wondering about a retest this low, and then I'm wondering if we might make a larger low there. Looking at CC, CC potential level bottom, CT head and shoulders still trying to break down with target at a retest of this low. Bigger picture, it's a bullish looking setup, and this is double bottom resistance. Lumber, nice looking double top. Done very little since then, but I'm quite liking the downside from here. ZW, just trading sideways, testing the monthly pivot as resistance. Corn, possible double bottom. Soy, this isn't a potential double bottom, but I am wondering if we might see a rally here, possibly a larger low. On soybean oil, this looks like a bull flag forming. Live cattle, we've got a 60-minute sell signal fixed, and we've got a nice looking overall double bottom. I am wondering about a larger retracement here. Lean hogs, we've got a head and shoulders here, and that's broken down. It's not broken back up again. It's just been trading sideways for a few days. I'm leaning towards it making the target at about the 102.9 area. So we shall see. All right, great. Let's have a quick look at questions. All right. I think we're very close to a possible all-time high here on equities. Short-term high here on equities, and I think it's possible that's already in. Although I'd really like to see YM manage a retest of the high, which it hasn't yet. I'm thinking equities down, precious metals up, and I think the return of tariffs in a big way spell the end likely for this. What has been a rally which I think could have gone further, but I think probably isn't going to go much further now. We will see. All right, watch out for a post I'll be doing on this today. I'll be looking at all the short-term pattern setups. It'll probably be really effectively a couple of posts. I'll do one on Monday as well, basically talking about the bigger picture setups and the smaller picture setups. And I don't think there's much more upside to be had. I'll be talking about crypto as well, but obviously crypto has been very closely tied with equities at the moment. If it's bad news for equities, it's probably bad news for crypto as well. But I'll come to that on the crypto webinar. All right, everyone take care. See you Monday morning.